You wake before the alarm, already tired, because the toddler was restless, the first grader needs a costume, emails are waiting, and somehow your smartwatch will still buzz later to say you barely moved today. There's a heaviness you don't name, a blend of schedules and snacks and deadlines and guilt, and it sits on your chest like a book you never asked to carry but keep holding anyway. You paste on a smile for school drop-off, wave at the teacher, hide the sting in your lower back, and swallow the thought that you're not sure when you last did something just for your body. A coffee spill on the counter becomes more than a mess, because it feels like one more proof that time keeps slipping, and your energy keeps leaking faster than you can refill it. You promise yourself you'll start Monday, then Wednesday, then after the big project, then after the weekend birthday party, and somehow the calendar turns without your sneakers ever touching the street. Between Slack messages, meetings you lead, and sticky hands tugging your sleeve, your brain feels split, your hips ache from sitting, and movement seems like a luxury you're not sure you deserve today. You tell yourself to be tougher, to be who you were before kids, and the voice that should be kind becomes a critic who forgets what you carry every single day. There are saved workouts you never pressed play on, half-used resistance bands, a gym membership you canceled to save money, and a lingering ache that whispers you might not be strong enough to begin again. So the story forms quietly that maybe you're not the type to be consistent, that maybe motherhood means losing yourself, that maybe movement is a chapter you closed and can't reopen. As reels of perfect form and filtered abs scroll past, you feel behind on a race you never entered, tugged between caring for everyone else and the fear you'll disappear in the caring. You close the door after bedtime and let a few tears fall, not because you're weak, but because you're so strong you've carried everything alone for far too long. You start saying no to invitations, no to group classes, no to trying again, and the space that once held your spark fills with silence you don't quite know how to break. You lie awake in the dark, lower back tight, mind racing, wondering if this flatness is the new normal and whether your energy will ever return to your bones. In a quiet, honest moment, you ask how long you can keep carrying yourself last on your own list, and the question lingers like a hand reaching out in the dark. You inhale deeply, hold it for a beat, and feel the whisper that maybe a new beginning doesn't need fireworks, just a breath that says you are allowed to start small. You think, what if 5 minutes counts? And the thought arrives like a sunbeam slipping under the door, insisting that less than perfect is still progress and presence is its own kind of power. Curiosity taps your shoulder, wondering how it would feel to stretch your hips before the stand-up meeting, to squat while the pasta boils, to take the stairs with slow, steady strength after bedtime. You consider, maybe I'm not behind, maybe I'm learning, and suddenly movement becomes an act of care, a way to say thank you to the body that has carried children and deadlines and dreams. You realize the barrier was never lack of grit, but a system that didn't fit the rhythms of school drop-offs, nap times, and hybrid meetings, and your body needed kindness more than comparison. You breathe out shame and breathe in truth. That feeling exhausted doesn't mean failure, it means you've been showing up everywhere, and the most human thing is to start where you are. You let go of the harsh scorecard and allow tiny wins to count, the 10 squats between emails, the 2 stretches in the hallway, the walk to the mailbox with an extra loop. You roll out a mat, press play on a gentle 5-minute routine, promise to listen to your hips, and choose progress over punishment for the first time in a long time. Momentum nudges you as you stretch while coffee brews, do wall push-ups during a loading screen, and pause to breathe before you lift a sleeping child up the stairs with steadier arms. A warm pride arrives, not loud, but honest, as your body answers, "Yes, I remember," and your mind softens into the relief of not needing to do everything to do something meaningful. After moving, even briefly, the mental fog thins, tasks feel sortable, and you recall that the brain loves the body's rhythm, especially when the rhythm is imperfect and forgiving. Your energy doesn't explode, it trickles back like a small stream, enough to color the afternoon with patience and to meet the after-school chaos with a steadier breath. You notice you sleep a little deeper, laugh a little more, And your lower back releases sooner when you add a hip opener after you close the laptop each day. Confidence sneaks back as you realize you can create pockets of strength with almost nothing. Just breathe, gravity, a chair, your living room, and your body nods in agreement with every tiny, repeatable win. You retire the story that fitness must be loud or all-consuming, and welcome the one where 5 mindful minutes matter, where consistency is caring, and where compassion becomes your most powerful training partner. You feel strength forming not just in muscles, but in moments, choosing a walk after dinner, lifting your child with a braced core, standing tall during a tense meeting because your breath has your back. Your calendar now holds tiny movement anchors, hip mobility before the 9 a.m., glute bridges at lunch, a playful dance break while the pasta water boils, turning routine into a rhythm that serves you. You catch yourself doing the stairs without thinking, sitting tall in the car line, rolling your shoulders before typing, and all of it whispers that you are, in fact, healing forward. What used to feel impossible now fits like a habit, and while perfection never arrives, the way you show up does, again and again, gently, powerfully, real. You notice fewer spikes and dips, more steadiness in the middle, as movement becomes a refuge where your nervous system resets, and your heart remembers how to feel safe inside your day. Ideas find room to stretch when your body does, and the clutter in your mind makes way for priorities, boundaries, and the comforting knowledge that rest and effort can share the same home. As your energy rises, you reach for people again, saying yes to a park walk with another mom, laughing with your partner in the kitchen, letting your kids climb into your arms without bracing for pain. With more capacity, you notice doors you once walked past, from a lunchtime yoga class on video to a budget-friendly set of bands, and you step through without apology or urgency. Your world grows when you do, as family adventures feel more doable, days feel less heavy, and strength feels like the key that quietly unlocks the parts of life you almost forgot were yours. You recognize the woman who moves with care, who plans in smalls and shows up anyway, who carries sleeping kids up the stairs and still has breath left to whisper a bedtime story. Your confidence no longer wears a mask. It lives in your posture, and in how you say no to what drains you and yes to what strengthens you, inside and out. Your choices link together: food that fuels, rest that restores, movement that respects your body's story, and the integrity you craved starts feeling like a home you built by hand. You look back at the woman who thought she had to be perfect to begin, and realize she only needed an invitation to be gentle, consistent, and deeply proud of every small step. It happens in an ordinary second. You pick up your child without bracing, you jog to the car under a gray sky, you laugh instead of sigh, and you realize your body is finally on your side. You stand rooted and alive, not because a number changed, but because your relationship with yourself did, and that shift turns strength into a promise you can keep. If you're ready, take the next small step, not to chase perfection, but to meet yourself, 5 minutes at a time, in the life you're already living and the strength that's already yours.